Why does this level exist? Why? Please stop it. I hate this level. To make it slightly more tolerable, we've got Sonic Boom and this song is great for all the wrong reasons. But oh well. I've hit a spike already, that's because I suck. But oh well. This level, the outdoor sections are alright. Sure, they're pretty much just Green Hill Zone hard mode, but at least something's happening here. When we get into this damn factory, it gets ridiculous. Don't even get me started on how awkward the spike is on this level. It's just basically, it doesn't seem to work how you would expect it to. Because I guess for a start, in colours at least you had the little bar telling you how long you had a spike. That's quite a big deal when you're trying to platform with it. There's also another thing which happens with it, which is really irritating, that when you're halfway up the wall, you can't always see which way you're going. So you start spin dashing because you want to get somewhere, but your spin dash goes right off course because you can't see that you're facing the wrong direction. And then there's also the fact that it seems inconsistent as to what hurts you and what doesn't. And a lot of the level design revolves around using the spike just because, rather than because they have a good platforming reason to use said spike. But nevertheless, it's here and we have to play with it. But yeah. So with the wisps in colours, is that they weren't that big a deal in colours because most of the time you didn't have to use them, and when you did, it was there was something interesting to do with them. Whereas in this version of the level, it seems to be use spike to get to point B, use spike to get to point B, so nothing's really happening. It's really irritating actually, because this is such a great game, and to have this as the last proper level in it kind of gives it a bad light ending really. I just don't like this level at all on either classic or modern. I guess at least modern's somewhat tolerable, but in classic Sonic, this level's just a pain. There's no other way to describe it, it's just not fun. But yeah, I can't knock the game down, especially when there's so many people who say that Sonic Adventure is the greatest game ever, despite the fact that it's got Big the Cat in it. So yeah, this level is like the one really bad level out of what is overall a fantastic game. I'm not going to knock it down, I just want it to be known I really don't like this level at all. On the plus side, this has got new and exciting types of spikes for me to bump into. Yeah. I remember it being mentioned a while back that the reason why most of the levels factory this time rather than the 50-50 split is that this is meant to be like kind of bad future version of Planet Wisp. As though Sonic didn't save the wisps in time, and the Eggman built the whole factory over the planet rather than getting stopped like he did in Colours. Spoiler alert, sorry. But yeah, I guess it's a cop out, but I really wish we had more of the outdoor sections. It would kind of rescue this. And there's also the point of the remix of the song that they play by default, which in Colours, the Planet Wisp theme, the Act 1 theme at least, was a really good song. But in this, it's not terrible, it's just kind of not as good as, because kind of like the bass line isn't quite as apparent as it could be, and it kind of just feels like they thought, oh, we better do something with this song, and just basically pressed every button in Logic rather than actually trying to rework it. But yeah, boring level is boring. I haven't commented anything about what's actually going on here, have I? But yeah, a lot of the platforming revolves around hit switch, like go on spike and then roll the cog up until the other cog, and basically just that activate a switch, which is an interesting concept the first time you play it. But when near enough the whole level revolves around that, it does get just a little bit tedious. And by a little bit tedious, I mean really tedious. And those rockets shooting out the side are more of an annoyance than a fun challenge, to be honest, because when you're trying to do this kind of precision platforming, the last thing you need is some random rockets firing at you. But that Eggman's spring is a pain in the arse. I'm not gonna lie, it's just you're trying to roll back up to where you were, but now you've got to go all the way back over it just because I've cocked up once. Fun. Yeah, we are going to be spending the whole part in Planet Wisp, so you're going to have to get used to my playing. That part's one of the bits where the spin dash not being obvious is really annoying. Because you, like I did the first time, I think, you go to spin dash up just because it's faster than going by Spike's normal route, and then you realise that you're facing the wrong direction. Yeah. It's also really annoying how when you're in Spike it changes the music to this just clash, 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 clash. And I want to hear the Sonic Boom, damn you. There we go. I like this version of Sonic Boom, but I don't think it's as good as the Crush 40 version, Cash Cash version that they released, I believe, last year. Because that reworking the song is just fantastic. But yeah, that's it. We're finally out of that god-awful classic level, and now we're going into the not as bad but still not great version of Planet Wisp, but we'll survive it because we're Sonic Heroes. Yeah, this song is great, and that's probably the cheesiest thing Crush 40 have ever done, and that is including the Sonic Boom remix I was just talking about. Like you say, this section outside here, this is actually has the potential to be a really good level, but why do they need to overkill that factory setting? It kind of takes all the fun out of the level. Yeah. So like this is a good bit of platforming, because I'm actually doing stuff. No, I missed the light dash there, because I think my Y button actually throws up there, it does that sometimes. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what that purple goo stuff is down the bottom, like at the bottom of this bit. It's like some kind of acid stuff, I think, or maybe some alien water or something. I've got to say, graphically, this level is brilliant on the outside. It's like you can see all the really detailed tree textures and things there. That looks really good. It's just when you get into a bland, generic factory setting, it's just, why? There's actually a side mission here which I'm not going to be showing off in the playthrough because I don't want to spend any more time here than I have to. Where you've got Charmy B, and Charmy B just like causes these little tornado bits which help you get over bottomless pits and spike bits and things like that, which is kind of an okay mission actually. But yeah. I'm failing at jumping. And the wisp we get to use in this level is Rocket! It's Team Sonic's blasting off again! Sorry. And now I jump into the one of the rockets that hurts you, because I'm like that. So that's pretty much it for the Fun Grass level. Now we're stuck in Factory for the rest of the level, which is really tedious. Why? Why do we have to do this? How long did it take me to realise that I need to wall jump there? I mean, really? And again, this time, instead of just having to spam Spike at every opportunity, you have to spam Rocket at every opportunity. It's not even like you've got anything you have to figure out, because it's literally, you see the line of rings for a Rocket, and you've got to use Rocket, and that's more or less what the level consists of. I think there's a part later on, which if I recall correctly was borrowed from Act 4 of Planet Wisp from Colours, which is kind of okay, but it gets really repetitive, like the bit where you have to jump across the bits where the magnets are on the little ride thing, but yeah. That's a big ass spike, I should have hit that one, but I didn't. Yeah, I know this part is really long and it's not much but me complaining, but I haven't really got much good to say about Planet Wisp other than how good the graphics are on the first bit. Again, what is that purple stuff? Some kind of like energy or something? I don't know. I suppose this bit's credit, at least it's got some 3D sections, which is more than could be said for colours. Colours might as well have been a 2D game with the odd 3D effect in it, really. But yeah, this is a bit I was on about. It's an interesting part, but later on you get to parts where you can fall all the way back down here, and it just makes you come to hate the part of the level because you don't really want to have to start the whole thing again for one little mistake, and that's basically what happens for quite a few bits in this level. Damn it, another wannabe slicer. That home attack really screws you over there. But, so you've got to nick this guy's little cart thing and jump there, preferably without getting hit by the fire like I did. Oh, well, fire is awesome and all that. See that I've got to go right back down that two or three levels there just because of one little missed jump, and that's not really fun platforming. Got to be really precise with this. Well, it is kind of fun smashing the other guys out of the way. More rocket. Made the team rocket joke already, haven't I? Yeah. I won't overkill that, I promise. Actually, I'll try to promise, but this is me we're talking about. Speed. Now more rocket abuse. There's this place where it's normally in Sonic you either got to get it from left to right or from back to front of the level. In this case it's basically getting from the bottom to the top, which, as I said earlier, it's frustrating when you fall down because you've got to start a whole part of the level again that you've already done, and that is tedious as hell, especially when the level's as uninteresting as this. Some of the parts here are about as interesting as staring at a brick wall, which, like I said earlier, it's really a shame that such a great game ends on this kind of ending. But yeah, I suppose at least there are plenty of fun levels in this game, like Crisis City and City Escape and Speed Highway and things like that. It's not a bad game, it just has one really duff level at the end. But then again, I would imagine it's because they're trying to do something with colours, and because colours only came out about a year or so before this game, they couldn't really crown the nostalgia value like they have with all the other levels, so they've kind of had to throw something together and hope it works. It's just that it hasn't worked. More rocket, and I think pretty much everything that you're going to see for the rest of this part is just going to be me going through a rocket now. Because I think by now we've got to the part where the ceiling's crashing down on you, and yeah, you've got a rocket in time, which you have to be going really slow to actually get crushed by the thing, so it's not really something you have to worry about. Yeah, it's just something else you might think of if you do want to kind of dick around a bit. You can't spend too long because you've got to get to the top before it crushes you. And finally over. Thank you, Arceus. Thank you. Goodbye for now.